Hello, welcome to the 14th day of May 2025. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation. This is an exercise that I do every morning, a little bit after waking up, to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use this time to think about the last 24 hours and how I did with any challenges or opportunities that I met. I go over the 8 objectives of my creed. I prepare myself for the coming day, and I decide what I'm going to do today, what my objective, what my ambition will be, what my one thing I want to accomplish today. Welcome new viewers to the channel. My name is Kurt, as I said. This is Japan. Although this video is happening in Japan, this particular video, my Good Life meditation, is more of a diary. So that's Japan happening right behind me, but this is just me talking about my life and basically making a log entry. I want to let you know that I do talk about sensitive subjects like death in this video, and I also do want to thank you, my subscribers, my members, and my Patreon supporters for all your support. You are fueling this adventure. I'm out in, I'm about 40 minutes into the mountains right now. The connectivity might be a little bit poor right now. I can't believe I have connectivity up here at all. Rudy, my ever faithful companion, is with me, and he's just eating his breakfast, kind of. And we're having an adventure today. I came up here to visit an old house that I saw for sale that looked interesting. And so I came up to see that, and also to just explore a little bit and have a little bit of fun. By the way, this is a journey, retirement. I'm a quick bio for the new subscribers. I'm a 60-year-old retired American living in Japan with my 60-year-old retired Japanese wife. So I'm kind of free, and I'm 5 months into this freedom, almost to the day, 5 months and 1 day into this freedom, and finding my way. Freedom is a tricky thing. If you haven't, it's like if you've been in prison for 40 years and they let you out one day, expect some challenge finding your footing. But I think I'm getting there. And coming out here to do this again definitely helps. Now I'm going to do 3 things in the course of this video. I'm going to talk about the last 24 hours, namely to point out any challenges or opportunities that I met. 2, I'm going to go over the creed. And then 3, I'll tell you what I'm going to do today. So the last 24 hours, what challenges did I have? Well, there was one. Yumiko was out getting her dad to the clinic for his doctor's appointment. And she called me up, and the tone in her voice, I knew something was up. I knew she'd had an accident. And what I'm after when I do these videos is to ask myself, how did I respond to the difficult things? Now, I knew that something was up. My mind immediately raced towards #Temperance to temper the emotions down, to make sure I listened carefully to what she was saying, didn't interrupt, and was ready to lend whatever assistance was needed, support, etc. Yumiko, being well tutored in her own efforts towards maturity, was very quick to point out that she had had an accident, that of course nobody was hurt. She let me know that up front. What had happened was it was a fender bender. She had been stopped. She had just dropped dad off at the clinic. She had pulled out to the stoplight, was waiting, just parked, and a 19-year-old young man on a scooter banged into her in the back. Now, right here in the car, and you can see the damage right here. Got a little scratch right there, and another one right down there. That's where the scooter hit. Not major, but this is a loaner. Why is it a loaner? Because I cracked into a fence with our Jimny, which is being repaired. So this is the car that the insurance company gave us to use while our Jimny's being fixed. So dang it. So, but this gets interesting. You might find this interesting. So again, I'll add some more to the story that is of interest. But in terms of my response, I responded well. I controlled my emotions. I used reason to reason my way through. I said, do you need my help in any way? She said she didn't. Police were on their way. They would handle the report, etc. I went back to the garden with Rudy and continued my work with my phone at the ready in case she needed me. Now, so that all happened good. So in terms of handling a difficult situation, I think I handled it well. Was there anything else that happened yesterday that is of note? Not really. I think that's it. But I will tell you this is an interesting continuation of that story. So Yumiko, as soon as the young man hit her, the light just turned green and she started to pull forward, but she couldn't just park there on the road because it was a busy traffic. So she went just a little bit further to a company that was just ahead and pulled into their parking lot. They were still closed. They weren't open yet. It was still pretty early in the morning. And she expected the young man to follow her in, and so that they could, exchange information, etc. She parked, no young man coming around the corner. So Yumiko got out of her car, went around the corner, looked around, and there he was, walking his scooter the other direction away. And Yumiko, in intrepid Yumiko that she is, ran after him, saying basically, "Hey!" And he turned around, and he ran up to her and said, "Are you the young man that ran into me?" And his response was I? And he says, "Yes, you were." Yumiko can be very commanding, and she can put forward a presence when needed, and it was needed. And at that moment, then she told him that, because you could see, she looked at his scooter, you could see the damage on his scooter on the front. So she told him, "Come over here, we got to park out of the way." And she had him follow her over. She was pissed off. This young man he was leaving. He was going down the street, and he was just about to turn up a little street. And I'm sure he would have hopped on his bike, fired it up, and off he would have gone. So Yumiko drug him over there. They called the cops. The cops came over, did the report. The young man's mother showed up and was very concerned about Yumiko. Made sure Yumiko was okay, did all the right things. Yumiko didn't tell the police or the mother about the young man's behavior, but she thought that was very interesting and noteworthy and exceptional in the negative sense. So that's something to note, right? Very interesting in that capacity. Nothing else from yesterday that's worthwhile, except to say it was a really good day. I'm having more and more really, really, really good days. Really starting to enjoy this this freedom. Also, I did this. The one objective I had yesterday was to rescreen one of the windows, and I did that successfully. That was good. Check. And I cleaned the window. It looks nice. So as for the creed, my 8 objectives are as follows. Number 1, to be always ready to die, to have my affairs in order, my relationship sound, and my life's work complete. And they are. Number 2, to make good and effective use of time, to not waste my life. 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, so I have a good utility book, rule book that I create and guide for how to live my life. 4, to cultivate good emotional reactions so that I respond well to the challenges of the day. 5, to perform good actions relative to my creed. 6, to recognize my true limits and true opportunities, so I'm reaching for things that I can achieve and not worrying about the things beyond my grasp. And 7, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. And 8, to maintain my balance, both physically and mentally. As for today, my objective for today is today's an adventure day. So my objective today is to come out and have a neat adventure. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm already, like I said, I'm up in the mountains. I've already made quite a bit of video that's going to go into today's Retiring in Japan upload. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm back on my old stomping ground. Let me show you something interesting as long as we're here. This is an old shrine. Rudy's good. He's actually tied to my back there next to the car. He's safe. I'm just going to walk over here. This shrine was here back in the day when I was softypapa 1.0. And what I remember about this shrine was that it leaned to the right. And you can see if we step under the prayer ropes, bowing slightly, you can see that it's still leaning to the right after all these years. It hasn't fallen over. It's in horrible disrepair. Nobody's really attending to it anymore. Another thing I remember about this shrine is that it had these rocks up above too. People had placed rocks up there. Someone's still coming by and putting Shimano prayer ropes up, but that seems to be about it. It's got a little stone monument there that might have had a fox statue on it. There's another one over there, and you can see peeking through the trees there a graveyard. And that's it. That's my meditation for today. A little late. I was running a little late this morning. Michael Littlejohn says hi. Hi, Michael. Robert says hi to everybody. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Danielle. And Robert says hi to Carlos, Simon, and Danielle. So I'm going to sign off for now and continue my adventure. I highly recommend looking for the tomorrow's upload of the Retiring in Japan series, which will contain clips of all of this. And boy, I found that I'm back. I'm still here. The guy I used to be is still here, but he's not the same. And I'll explore that differential in my book. Bye, Robert. Take care. See everybody. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Be safe. Be as safe as you want to be. But as for me, I'll be safe, but never too safe. Take care.